welcome back, Pokémon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is December 12th, 2021. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris, for the second or third time today.
Yo, it's your boy, Pokemon Sugar Please. And we fighting everything. We fighting everything. We are here, and we're happy to be here.
Oh my god, yeah, I am so happy that this is working again. Oh my lord, that was scary as hell. There's still a little bit of instability on my Twitch. I think I just have to refresh this, but I think we should be good now. Stream is working.
It looks a lot better.
Yeah, it looks like stream is finally working as it intended to be. Welcome everybody once again to the Purified podcast, because we want to talk all things Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as you do. Real quick, we want to remind everybody that we are part of the Professor Network. Please check us out at theprofessornetwork.com/PurifiedPodcast. Wonderful people to work with every single time. They have some good people working there. And yeah, just check them out. All right, without technical difficulties today, please, I would like to actually get into a lot of today's news. Now, if you guys don't know, we are actually back after a week of vacation. My co-host here, Chris, had a long week where he flew out, had a nice time with his friends, and basically, nowhere near me to be able to podcast that week. So, Chris, how was you? How was your trip? How was everything?
I had a lot of fun. We went over to Phoenix, had a little trip over to Vegas, and lots of Pokemon. Got a few shinies. I was pretty much playing 60, 70% of the time. I did try to enjoy the beauty of the Grand Canyon. Don't worry, guys. But I wanted to spin a few of the gyms for the location tag, because I do really like that feature of Pokemon Go.
Yeah, no, definitely something. Now, does it feel to not see Heracross and Corsolas for the very first time?
Dude, I didn't even think about it. But I was super excited of seeing Tauros. And funny enough, the first one I caught out there was actually really good for PvP, so I was very happy.
It's like, yeah, might as well get a PvP Pokemon while we're out here, Makes sense though.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, Chris, I hope that you had a wonderful, enjoyable vacation overall. So, with that being said, usually we go over our recaps here when we start our podcast. But because we've been gone for 2 weeks, a lot of you maybe not know what's going on. Of course, it's been around 2 weeks since we had information and everything. And last time we had a podcast, we kind of had a little cliffhanger on the news because nothing was released, and I was mad that, of course, the day that I wish I actually had the news, nothing happened. Anyways,
every time Niantic.
I know, right? So this time around, we're actually just gonna go over the news first, like every single piece of news that we have this the last 2 weeks. Then we're gonna recap what we got, just because you don't want to get surprised in that sense. And then we'll talk about the other things. If we have enough time, I don't know if this podcast is going to be long or not, depending on how we go or how fast we go. We're just going to go over a few little things here and there for the past news, and then we're going to dive into the news that are most important for the rest of the week. So first, Chris, what do we have?
Well. A blast from the past, in the words of Niantic. The Season of Heritage looks very cool, and I think they're getting us ready for the Hisuian region, which we're going to be seeing in Pokemon Arceus.
Right.
Arceus or Arceus. Whatever I say, you guys are going to yell at me.
I know, right? Well, now being said, of course, the Season of Heritage, we discussed it, or at least we speculated last time we were live. Finally came into fruition. We got all the news. We literally had a dump of news, even bigger than I have ever seen before, on the first of the month, or literally on the first of the month, really.
No warning.
No warning. It's just like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here. I'm like, what the hell are you trying to do? It's like everybody else who's not ready for this is not ready for this. But anyways, this is in a heritage, so we are going to explore some kind of weird door that Professor Willard has actually uncovered or something like that. So he's actually trying to uncover the mystery of this. So this sounds more like the same of what the season of Mischief was, which was try to uncover what's going on, which I actually like. I like the whole history lore thing that Pokemon Go is trying to create here. So it's something that we desperately needed in the game to make sure we can keep on going and keep on grinding and keep on doing the things that we do. It is a little bit different from what we expect, so I guess they learned their lesson of not giving us special research and just locking it between events and things like that. So let's dive into what exactly we mean. Now, again, we're just going to point out the interesting stuff and whatever we actually say, because we already know what we're expecting at this point after 2 weeks anyways. So,
Yeah.
it started on December 1st at 10 a.m. and it's going to end on Tuesday, March 1st at 10 a.m. local time. This whole season of Heritage is here. What's behind the door, mischievous or interesting research that lies beyond the doors and everything like that. So, as you guys can see here, we will have monthly seasonal bonuses and time research. So a different seasonal bonus will be featured every month during the season of Heritage. In addition, time research will be available every month and will reward trainers with exclusive avatar items. December time research will be available to all trainers, while the time research in January, and February will be available to those who purchase a ticket to the Pokemon Go Tour Johto. So the Go Tour is back for this year's season, or at least this month's season. So we'll definitely talk about that. We have way more news about that actually coming up in a few of the sections here. So let's hold on to the hype, because we all know that the Go Tour was insanely cool earlier this year. So we want to actually be hyped about it again. But let's just continue with what we got here. So the very first month, of course, is December. Team Blanche is actually working alongside Professor Willow, type to decipher some of the things with Stardust that require Stardust and help of Ice and Ground type Pokemon to do so. That's where we come in. So throughout the month, the very first Pokemon you catch each day will give you 2 times Stardust when catching it. So not a bad thing, right?
No, I like Stardust.
Yeah, yeah. I think everybody does. Time research, the time research challenge. Now, this of course happened at the beginning, and at this point, everybody has probably finished it. Have you finished yours, Chris?
Yeah. I told my buddy, I was like 100,000 for a whole month. Yeah, give me like 3 days. We're good.
It only took me like 2, anyways. Because I think I had like a couple of days here and there. Anyways, you also get a lot of rewards, Pokeballs, Raspberries, Rhinehorn, Onyx Pineapples, more Pokeballs, things like that. The last encounter that you actually get here will be a Dino encounter, 5,000 experience, and then 1 lucky egg, which is not bad. You also get this cool Dino hat avatar item. So far I'm actually liking it. I feel like I'm an emo kind of guy with this hat, So. And of course, Dino.
I will say it's cool that they actually show you everything you get under it.
Yeah.
Usually it's kind of a surprise, right?
Right, and it's actually nice, a little nice of a small transparency with Niantic because of how much heat has been taken this last few days, anyways. But
yeah.
But that's the exciting part. So we have types of Pokemon that, of course, will be different in each region. We're not going to go over this. I'm pretty sure by this point, a lot of people have actually understood what we're going to see. Chris definitely wants to go to any bodies of water since Phoebus is spawning in the wild now. So, but you can also go to the blog post and actually go through all of this. It's actually pretty cool. We've seen some pretty cool Pokemons. A lot of Pokemons that are still to be shiny and a lot of Pokemons that are still to be there. The only differences, of course, will be the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. So for us, the Northern Hemisphere will get Delibird, which is a regular wild spawn. The Sinnoh starters, Cottonee, Vanillite, and Winterform Deerling, because we are in the wintertime. While in the Southern Hemisphere, they get Tangela, the Hoenn starters, which I actually like better, Carvanha, Combi, and Summerform Deerling. So again, winter to summer, we all know that this kind of things happens all the time. We do have different types of eggs again. Just a shake up in the pool of eggs between 2Ks, 5Ks. 5Ks, interestingly enough, will have Munchlax for the very first time in a while. It'll also have Happiny, which is actually interesting. 10Ks, not much change aside from probably putting in the Romaka back again. The 5K rewards and the 10K rewards from Adventure Sinks are still somewhat closely the same. Just adding the Dennett to the pool there. So, not to the 10K pool, to the 5K kilometer egg pool. So, pretty nice in that regard, just because, we already seen all kind of things. And a lot of them can be shiny. So, give or take, that's our eggs for this season anyways. And then after that, we do have extra bonuses. Noted enough, this is the full seasonal bonuses that they give us. You can go to the Today view to actually see them, but the most notorious one is one extra Pokemon candy when trading Pokemon and a guaranteed candy XL when trading Pokemon. So Chris, your thoughts?
Dude, I think a lot of people benefit from this. I mean, you can say bad things about it, but I guess the fact that it's available for everybody makes it, all right, per se.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with it personally. Just that they're making extra large candy more available to people.
It is only through the season, but if you take up your buddies around for the very first time in a while, you can trade up a few things. So at this point, I kind of wish they just give us like a distance trade, longer distance trade than anything. But I can get to the point of actually trying to meet up with people and start doing trades anyway. So it makes sense anyways.
True.
Community Day. So we know that December Community Day is coming up pretty soon. Actually, it's actually coming next week, and as a recording of this podcast, it's a 2-day event. We went over it in the last podcast. If you want to check that out, that's great. However, they did also gave us the other 2 dates for Community Days, both in January and February. So on January 16 is when we'll have this January's Community Day, and of course February will be February 12th, which is 2 days before Valentine's Day. 14, yeah, I guess.
Oh. Yeah, I know Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, hello, Julie. Anyways, real quick, I do have a 12K hatching. Hopefully we get something cool out of this. Here we go.
Easy shiny.
Here we go. Nah. I mean, it is a Bulbaby, but nah. And it's definitely not a Honda number, so definitely not that. All right, so Community Days, we'll definitely we'll know the details of the other Community Day Pokemons once we start getting closer and closer to the months. Drowsy's around here today. The journey to Pokemon Go Tour Johto. The dates are February 26th and February 27th. Now, again, this doesn't show the full details, but we do have the full details coming up in the next few minutes of the podcast here. So your thoughts on the Season of Heritage there, Chris?
Looks like a lot of fun. I think it has a lot in store because, we got a few months. But yeah, I like it when they try to do a little story in Pokemon Go. It makes it a lot more fun than just, keep catching Pokemon. That's it. You're welcome.
Well, that's basically
as fun as it is. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it is. I just really love the lore has been okay as of now, and hopefully the last season was the breakpoint of knowing how to control the type of lore that we want to see in Pokemon Go in the end of the day. So it's never not going to be there, but at least they're actually giving us a little bit more than just doing the same events every single year. So I like it anyways, and that's how it is. All right. So that's the Season of Heritage. We'll move on to the next piece of news that we have here, if Pokemon Go Live can actually go and do this. It is the December news dump that I was expecting to have last time we were live, but of course, everything was dumped on us in this point. So, Chris, what is our news for December?
Well, we're 11 days into the event. You guys
12.
probably have seen it, but if you live under a rock, here you go. The December research breakthrough encounter, dum is Dino.
Woo!
Love Dino. He's gonna have a community day sooner or later, probably. But get your shinies now. They are fun to get. The weekly one Pokemon coin bundle is still going.
Yes.
So you get that one coin raid pass, remote raid pass, mind you. So you can raid with friends, get that get whatever Pokemon you need, really.
Yeah. So Dino having Dino as a recent breakthrough box is not bad. A lot of people are still looking for the shiny. A lot of people are looking for the Hondo, myself included.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
But at the same time, it's kind of like you'll have a community day eventually. Why do we have it at this point? So.
I mean, even the fact that they raised it in the wild, you get it from that encounter from the event that we just had.
Yeah.
So it's like they're shoving Dino down your throat.
At this point, yeah, but it's more like it's kind of like the Snivy situation.
Yeah, I can see that. It feels like it's gonna be like right around the corner for the Com Day.
That's for sure. So, this month we'll feature different types of legendary Pokemons once again. This time will be Reshiram and Segarum, starting December 1st all the way to Thursday, December 16th, which is only a few days from now. Both of them can now be shiny, and that is everybody's dream these days to get a Hondo or Shando or anything close to that. But after that, on December 16th, we'll switch over to Kyurem, and that also can be a shiny eligible Pokemon as of its release that day. So, and of course, Kyurem will actually go all the way until December 31st to finish up the month of December. So only 3 legendary Pokemon through the entire month. There are pretty good ones. My thoughts, of course, on Segarum being a monster in Master League. Chris, any thoughts on any of the other ones?
I just like Kyurem.
Yeah?
I think he's cool. Pun intended. Remember when he was supposed to get Icy Wind?
Uh-huh.
We were talking about that in the faction group.
Right.
It's like I was like, oh yeah, he was supposed to get Icy Wind, but it's whatever. I think they got really cool shinies, each of them.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the next piece of news will be, of course, the Mega Raids. Now, you would think that we get more snowy type Pokemons in the Mega Raids, but now we just get Steelix.
Cold heart.
Cold-hearted. No, metally heart, I guess.
Yeah, cold metal. Yeah.
Cold metal. So Steelix is our brand new Mega Evolution Pokemon in Mega Raids. It starts on December 1st and ends on December 23rd. And then from December 23rd to January 7th, we'll have Mega Abomasnow. Both of them can be shiny available when you raid them, so be on the lookout. Have you done any of the Steelix, Chris?
I tried to do a Steelix, but it was a lot chunkier than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's a lot harder for sure.
Yeah, I would have been able to do it, but I understand when people hop out of a raid because they're not sure, because I do the same thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, just waste the pass, I guess. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Then we'll have our raid hours. Raid hours being, of course, December 1st, 8th, and 15th will be both Reshiram and Segarum combined. So we do have one more raid hour to go before Kyurem moves over to the Wednesdays, December 22nd and December 29th, which is only 2, but we're okay with that since they're going to switch over by then. Spotlight hours. Chris, what we got for Spotlight hours this month?
Well. It seems like they're learning their lesson and giving us all shiny available Pokemon.
Good.
We already had Electabuzz. 2 times transfer candy. Definitely good for clearing out storage. But in 2 days, at least from when we're recording this, we're gonna have Magmar. My bad. 2 times XP for evolving Pokemon. Takes a bit, but if you need your XP. December 21st, we're gonna have Snover. 2 times catch XP. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then December 28th, we're gonna have Cubchoo with 2 times catch candy. And yes, it is shiny available. So
That is correct.
I think there's going to be a lot of fun for these ones.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They also talk about, of course, the December Community Day. We already went over that. And then the upcoming events. Well, actually, upcoming and already gone at this point. Swine Up Incense Day, which we'll go over in just a moment. Dragon Spiral Descent event, we'll go over in just a moment. And then the Pokemon Go Holidays Part 1 and Part 2, which we'll go over in just a moment. Interesting enough, 2 out of the 3 events that are actually mentioned here, they're already gone anyway, so. Done so. Complete. That's all we got. But that's the month of December, which it feels like it's been going up pretty quickly now. It's now that I actually talk about this. But yeah, so far so good. Chris, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think they had enough going on this month for it to be fun.
Right. I guess that's how it is. I guess
that's all that matters to me.
It's all that matters. Anyhow, real quick, we'll go over the events that are passed over, which is the Instance Day event that we talked about just now. So Swinub and other ground and ice type Pokemons were appearing only on Instance, of course. Swinub being the featured Pokemon. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one. Ancient Power being the move that you can actually obtain if you both Swine up all the way to Mammoth Swine at the time, which is his Community Day move. Chris, you completely forgot. I have to look at your face.
It's okay. I got it from the Calm Day. I'm just surprised.
Event exclusive real research will be available, which usually it was only Swine up encounters with other items, and then a bundle on the Pokecoins for 2 instances and available for 1 Pokecoin in the shop. The featured Pokemons, of course, aside from Swinub, will be a lot of ice Pokemons throughout the hours. Sealshing, Sneasel, Snorunt, Snowbird, Banelite, and the Galarian Darumaka. And then on Grand Size, we had Onyx, Cubone, Rhyhorn, Wooper, Fanfi, and Barboach, with Labrador being the rare encounter. Now, I played the event. I don't know if Chris have. I can tell you this much. This was probably one of the worst Instance Day events that we had in a long time. I was about to say another word, but you know.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I wasn't able to play the whole time. I will say the high points of it were definitely the Galarian Darumaka and any Pokemon I didn't have as a shiny I was trying to get. I didn't think it was that bad. I liked it. It is always annoying though, for the incense encounters, that you have to get so lucky, and your experience can be drastically different from everyone else's. You can get 12 Snovers in a row.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Or a bunch of Vanillites. So I think the random factor is definitely going to annoy a lot of people. Especially when you're hunting, certain ones. But other than that, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it had a pretty good variety, at least.
Right. No, I understand. Mostly because I think I played a good chunk of the event that day. The highlight was another Pokemon that we'll talk about once we actually get to our recaps. But I don't know. I just didn't feel the same. And I had my friend with me. He was also playing, and yeah, we didn't really get that much anyways. I think he only got one shiny Swinub. I didn't get any shinies from the event or from this event spawn, so weird enough.
I wasn't too worried about Swinub.
Yeah, I wasn't either, but I guess Galarian Darumaka was the highlight for me at the end of the day, plus another Pokemon, but that's pretty much it. We'll go over the ratings after we finish up with the news here. So, the next event that we just finished, actually, as of today, is the Dragon Spiral Descent. Please tell me the how do you say the Pokemon name, please?
Dredagon?
Thank you. Makes his Pokemon Go debut in Pokemon Go. I don't know how to say the name of it, so I'll just let Chris say that every time. And I'll just be like, say it.
I don't blame you.
Say it.
It's such a weird name.
So from Tuesday, December 7th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, December 12th at 8 p.m. local time, which is just today. Of course, the continuation of the story of the Decision of Heritage continues. We have unlocked the first part of the door, I guess, or something, or the mechanisms of the door. But that means that we are going into the Unibus region's Dragon Spiral Tower. So, what does this mean? This Pokemon's name, Chris.
Drudagon, the cave Pokemon.
Makes this Pokemon Go debut, and if you're lucky, you can encounter a shiny one. Yes,
Dude.
this is the
Did
first
you
time.
hear about the debacle with it, though?
I'll go over that in just a moment.
Ooh.
Anyway, so this is actually, as far as I remember, the second time they released a brand new Pokemon with its shiny availability. The very first one, of course, that comes to mind was Shinx. Because when Gen 3 came out and Shinx was available in raids, this shiny was released with it. So,
Well, with that one, too, they didn't even announce Shinx, too, though, right?
right, it was a surprise for everybody. But so, for us, this is a surprise to know that they are actually making the shiny available as of the release of the Pokemon, which is kind of unheard of. We always say, just like Dene, like a couple months or a month back, the Dene came out, no shiny was available, nobody would care about it. Dragon, or please name of the Pokemon.
Drudagon?
It comes out, and then all of a sudden everybody loses their mind. You know, it's like, what the heck? And he's not even that great. Any thoughts on it, Chris?
Nah, it's an ugly shiny. It is unique, I will say that. It's not really good for PvP. It's got interesting moves, it's got Night Slash, it's got, I think, Dragon Tail, and Dragon Claw.
Right.
It's not a Pokemon I'm gonna be going too far after. After I get the shiny, I'm not gonna look at them.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, definitely. So, his Pokemon debut came out with shiny. So at this point, that's really everybody needs just a shiny at the end of the day. So to celebrate the event and the Pokemon's debut, a new challenge, of course, came out with a completion of 1,000 experience, 3,000 Stardust, and an encounter with that Pokemon's name. Anyway, yeah, so it's not bad. Again, it doesn't actually qualify for Great League unless you actually get it from the research anyway. So everything else is too big for Great League. So at that point, it's not even worth mentioning. The wild encounters, though. So those were actually very interesting. So we have Vulpix, Seal, Dratini, Mareep, Sneasel, Trapinch, Blitzel, and Darumaka. Literally, that entire pool that you hear me just now can be shiny. So that's actually pretty cool. If you're lucky, you can encounter Dragonair, Barbaba, and Dino, which was actually pretty cool to see. More spawn in the wild. For the race, we had Tynamo, or I'm sorry, first star, 1-star race. We had Tynamo, Liquid, Cupchew, if I said the name correctly, Golett, and Dino. 3 stars, we have Electabuzz, Magmar, Lapras, Dragonite, and that Pokemon's name. 5 stars, we have Reshiram and Zekrom, and Megas, of course, Mega Steelix. Now, a lot of people were probably telling us, what's going on? Why is it in raids? And they did mention something about research. Well, here's where the controversy comes from. Now, when they did release the information, everybody was hyped, thinking that this Pokemon was going to be in the wild. It never said anything of coming out in the wild, as you can actually see here in the spawn pool of wild encounters.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought that.
Right, so the controversy was like, it's in raids and it's in research. Now, mind you, if it was in research where we're like, okay, cool, this is something that we can get a good ID, shiny and things like that and everything like that. You want to know what the research was for encountering that Pokemon's name?
What?
It was win 3 raids to get 1 encounter with it.
Not the worst. It's not an Aerodactyl level, but still not great.
Well, when you hype up a brand new Pokemon and its shiny release at the same time, and then you technically you give it us in raids, and we're like, okay, man, that makes sense. I mean, it's a brand new Pokemon, but of course, it doesn't say anything to spawn in the wild. But then you tell us, oh, research, we're gonna encounter in research, and of course, the research is do more raids. Oh my God, Niantic, one step forward, 3,000 step back on that one. I'm sorry. Not even two. You're just like shutting yourself in the foot on that one for sure. When the event started in New Zealand, this actually also happened. The shiny was not fully available for 4 hours before after its release in the global area.
That's what I was waiting to. Yeah.
So
I just can't believe that. Like, you go through all that trouble. I'm imagining the people doing the 3-win to get Druddigon, and they're like, why is nobody getting the shiny?
it was 4 hours before anybody even mentioned of a shiny at the time. Niantic did acknowledge their mistake. They did acknowledge and saying that they will they will reward or do something for the players affected, of course. But again, it's just like, again, Niantic, half a step forward, 3,000 back. What the hell are you doing here? And who is working? Niantic Cat, please turn on the shiny when you need to shine it. Oh my lord, Niantic. And then the other actual research. Now there was one research that encounters you Dratini, which was make 3 nice curve throws in a row, which was an okay task. There was one that says win a ray under 60 seconds. It was for Sneasel. And then there was a Dino research quest that you needed to encounter you needed to win 1 raid to do. Now that one seemed more feasible for a Dino encounter, and I can understand it being such a sought-off Pokemon. However, Dino was spawning in the wild as a rare encounter anyway, so it was actually kind of fun to see Dinos in the wild, raids, and research in all aspects, aside from X, of course. But well, not a bad thing in that regard. I think that was, for me, the highlight of the event. And today, even, since it was my day off and I had nothing else to do at home, I decided to go out and hunt. And I hunted every single one that I could find. No Hundo, unfortunately, not even a shiny. So, but you know, that's the thrill of the hunt in the end of the day. So, special bundle. Throughout the event, there's a special one-time purchase event box available for 175 Pokecoins, featuring 3 remote raid passes. It's a one-time purchase box. I suggest you claim it as soon as you can if you haven't seen it yet. Or if you haven't claimed it, try to get your coins before the event fully ends, probably in the next few days for that box. So, yeah. Chris, any thoughts on this event here?
I don't know. I personally didn't care that much about Druddigon. I tried doing one remote raid, but it glitched up.
So you haven't done one yet? No, you finished the research.
No, I got the one from the research. I wasn't too worried about hunting it too bad.
Right.
But I understand the people getting annoyed at the research task, but to be fair, it is like extra checks, you know.
Yeah.
So at least they give you one free one.
I think,
you know, people want to get it as fast as possible, so I do get that.
I think another controversy when it came to this event is that a lot of people were expecting to see a lot, and I mean a lot of Dragon spawns because it's called the Dragon Descent event. Guys, we have the blog posts the same day that you guys basically read them, unless we get into the Niantic program, which will be cool. But they literally lay out the entire event for you guys. Now, yes, it's called Dragon Descent, but that doesn't mean it's supposed to. Now, do you guys understand why it's called the Dragon Spiral Descent? Back in the Unova region and in the original black and white versions of the game, the place where you go to meet this Pokemon's name, Chris.
Druddigon.
Thank you. Spawns with the other Pokemons at the time too. So the ones that you see on screen right now, Vulpix, Dratini, Mareep, Sneasel, Trapinch, Blizzle, and Darumaka. All those Pokemons can be encountered in that same place in the original games. The same with Dragonair and and Dino. All of those can be encountered. So we can say that they're not taking away things from the original main series games at that point. It just makes sense if you have played the games before. Now, for newer players, yeah, that seems a little bit weird, but if you actually go into the lore of how it actually works, then it will make sense. And then, of course, a lot of the Pokemon that use they were spawning throughout the event, like Vulpix, Seal, and Mareep, they're also in conjunction with Zekrom and Reshiram's release and its shiny form. So they were actually adding those things aside from the regular spawns that we see already. So it's not a bad thing. I should have actually hoped to actually get the news before or talk about it before, but it makes sense for the head of the player who has seen those kind of things. You know, Chris, it just can go beyond that and just be like, oh, we have like 10 different dragons that should be spawning anyways. I'm like,
we're spawning every single dragon Pokemon in the wild.
I mean, if we ever get a full dragon type event, then I will definitely bitch about it eventually. So
they're all win 3 raid quests. Get wrecked.
I'll take it. So that is, of course, the Dragon Spiral Descent event with Name's Pokemon release. So again, that wasn't a bad event. I like the different types of spawns. I like the Dratini was spawning a while. Now, I didn't really need the Trini anymore just because I already maxed out my level 50. So it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was good. For a lot of people, it was also pretty good. And then getting that extra Dino Candy, I am hoping to do a trade pretty soon for either to get the Hondo or extra large candies because, you know, delicious extra large candy for the month. Anyways, that was the event past due. Anyways, now that we have actually talked about all these past events, let's talk about future events, future things. Now we are getting into the nitty-gritty of our news section. So the very first thing, Chris, we alluded this earlier in the podcast. Here we go. What do we got?
Let's go. We got Pokemon Go Tour returning with the next stop of Johto. That means we get to see Lugia for the 50th time, guys. Dude, get your cake out. Get your cake. It's Lugia's 50th anniversary or something. Oh my gosh. I'm not super excited for that part of it, but the rest of it looks dope.
Yeah, so
let's talk about it.
Yes, let's talk about Lugia's 3,000 return. Anyway, so the next stop for the Tours event is Johto. So when is this happening? We did mention that this was happening in February 26th and February 27th. So it's actually a 2-day event. So this is like pre-Go Fits kind of vibes things. And as we have learned from the previous event or the previous Go Tour event, shinies will be available. So that's actually the very cool thing. So trainers, we're thrilled that so many have enjoyed the Kanto event. So we're now excited to announce the Johto one. Celebrating Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver in a whole new way. So they're actually expecting to see more stuff here. In a ticketed version of the Gold Tour Johto, trainers will be able to choose between Gold version and Silver version, Silver Wings, events experiences, which with each version exclusive Pokemon. Complete event-exclusive special research and texture Pokemon collecting skills to receive an encounter with Celebi with a special move when caught during the event. They did not mention the move. I'm expecting something cool. Trading with a friend who chooses the other version will be important, just like the Pokemon Gold and Silver games. Before we continue on, Chris, what do you think so far?
So far, that sounds awesome.
Yes. Well, that will be our third Celebi that we get out of Pokemon Go history at this point. So let me get a little bit
shiny.
Hold on.
Oh my god, I'm waiting for it.
We got more. Anyways, after completing the Go Tour Johto special research story, I guess, collection challenge, trainers will be able to access an exclusive Master World research line. Stay tuned for more details on this difficult and rewarding research. Dun dun dun! This is something close to what we actually saw at the Kanto one. Once you completed the research and completed all the Pokemons from the actual event, you are able to unlock where we actually get Shiny Mew at the time. So maybe something similar, but when they say that it's going to be difficult, I'm expecting a lot. So expectations are high on this one for sure. Tickets are now live for the global event. Yes, they are live on the shop right now. Stay tuned for more details when the tickets go. In-person event goes live. Ooh, in-person event. Oh, Lord. Time to save money. If you purchase the Pokemon Go ticket by the following days, you also receive access to the Seasonal Heritage January and February time research. So you basically just have to purchase the ticket before Monday, January 10th to get both of the special research for the month. And if you do it after that, you have until February 10th to get the time research for February only. So it pays out for itself at this point, guys. What was it, like $12.99, I think? Yeah, $13, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so not a bad thing in the end of the day. And here are the details, of course. So on Saturday, February 26th from 9 to 9, so a 12-hour event. Oof, I am going to go ham that day for sure. The global event will be live. In addition to the free experience, trainers can purchase the tickets for the exclusive ticket experience. On Sunday, February 27th, trainers will be able to participate in an in-person event for a few select locations as a homage to the end of Pokemon Gold and Silver games. Trainers will take the next step in their journey with the appearance of Pokemon from Kanto region. Stay tuned for more information. Well, if you actually picture it in Gold and Silver, and even Soul Silver and Heart Gold, the end game for those games was going back to the previous game or the previous region, which was the Kanto region. Chris, any thoughts?
Well, I'm excited to look through the different version exclusives because I know that was a big driving factor for which ones were you going to choose, red or I believe green.
Right.
Were the two different colors that we could choose for Kanto. So I'm taking a little peek. But yeah, it sounds awesome so far, though.
Yes, so far it actually sounds amazing. But again, just like the versions in Gold and Silver, it just feels more enticing when they say things like that. It's like Kanto region is like going back to our original roots. And since we're so close, 1 year in between tour events, this just feels right, the way that they're planning it out. So I'm okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so the ticket experience features, of course, what will you choose, Gold or Silver? Chris?
Oh no, dude! I'm looking between these. I will say
Before okay, hold on.
Have good lineups, but I don't know.
Hold on. Before you actually read through it, because I'm gonna go over it anyways.
Yeah,
What was your favorite back then?
Personally, I got Silver.
Yes, I got Silver too.
And not even because I knew anything about the legendaries. Lugia just looked cooler on the pack art.
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah, at least on the box legendary, like they call it, anyways. So choose wisely. You will not be able to change your decision after that. Tickets will are sale for actually $11.99, or equivalent to your local currency. So again, guys, make sure you're aware of that when it comes down to it. So regardless of the version selection, all ticket holders will be able to experience the following during the tour event. All Pokemons originally discovered in the Johto region will be appearing in the wild, will appear in raids, will appear in encounters after research tags, will appear in incense, will hatch from eggs, will be available via trading with friends, and will be obtainable via evolution during this time. Anyway, you'll be able to, of course, complete the special research, leading with the encounter with the mythical Pokemon Celebi, and then it also gets its special moves. Yay. Once you complete the special research line, the Master War research will become available to work over a long period of time. Hang on, guys. Let me go to this part. Let me highlight it. Let me make it bigger. Let me just make it bigger for you guys here so you guys can see it. Long period of time. Read those words, everybody. I'm making it bigger and bigger as we go along. Long period of time. This doesn't mean you have to finish it in 24 hours. Thank you. This will test your skills as a trainer. All Pokemon's original discovery in the Johto region will be available in its shiny forms. Some of them for the very first time in Pokemon Go, including the feature Unknown Pokemon GOTURNJ. So that's basically Gotor and with Johto in it. which will appear when using incense only. In addition, you'll be more likely to encounter a certain shiny Pokemon in the wild depending on the event version you select. And then we'll check out those informations in a moment. Earn rewards and level up your Elite Collection medal by completing the 9 collection challenges. Trainers will need to catch specific Pokemon according to a team in a limited time frame to complete these challenges. Again, guys, not like last year. I hope you guys learned your lesson last year. Limited time frame. So plan it out. Thank you. Different Pokemon will track to incense. A free bundle containing 3 remote raid passes will be available in the shop. Eggs will require 1/4 their normal hatch distance. Oh lord.
Respectable.
You earn twice the candy from hatching eggs. You earn extra candy when catching featured Johto Pokemons. You earn up to 9 free up to 9 free raid passes by spinning photos this at gyms. You'll get exclusive in-game medal to commemorate the event. Take a snapshot for a surprise. I think it's Blitzy, but I don't know. You'll be able to get a special sticker by spinning Pokestops and purchasing them in the in-game shop. So, seems cool so far. The bonuses are actually pretty good so far.
Yeah, very similar to Kanto, which is a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so for the non-ticketed feature of the event, unless Chris literally dies on me right now.
I'm freezing up on you.
Yeah, there you go. Some Pokemon originally discovered in the Johto will appear in the wild, appearing in raids, hatching from 7k eggs. Some Pokemon originally discovered in Johto are usually exclusive to the certain regions in the world, will also appear in raids worldwide. Pokemon such as Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, and Togepi will be hatching from 2k eggs by spinning Pokestops, and you'll be able to complete a time research related to trainer battles. So, again, this is only for the non-ticketed version. If you get the ticket version, I'm pretty sure the eggs are actually coexistent to the ticket, so you don't have to get 7k eggs at that point. So, interesting, but unless you want to just do everything for free, it's still a pretty good deal anyways.
Yeah, everyone gets to have some fun.
So, now, gold or silver, the version exclusive and the Pokemons that are going to be appearing in each version, and here are the details for that. So for the gold version, we'll start for the version that nobody wants. Exclusive Pokemon will be Spinarak, Gligar, Teddiursa, Mantine. Will be attracted to insects. You also have an increased chance of encountering this shiny Pokemon. Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Spinarak, Igglybuff, Natu, Hoppip, Sunken, Mischievous, Wobbuffet, Gligar, Shuckle, Teddiursa, Snipebot, I didn't even say the name of the Pokemon, Mantine, and Ho-Ho. Now, this actually says that the Ho-Ho will be spawning for you, or are you going to get a higher chance of getting a shiny Pokemon Ho-Ho? A lot of people are speculating that it's a wild encounter. No, it is not. It will be on raids. You will just have a higher chance of encountering a shiny Ho-Ho if you do shiny Ho-Ho raids.
Interesting.
So I'm sure Chris can now tell me that he's gonna get gold because of Shuckle anyway. So
dude, I kind of have to just for the meme of it almost.
I know, right? Silver version will have the exclusive Pokemon's Ladybug, Delibird, Skarmory, and Fanfi attracted to insects. Again, Delibird is always only exclusive in Christmas, which is now, but Fanfi being a brand new shiny Pokemon in that regard. Mantine being the other one. And then the increased chance of encountering this shiny Pokemon, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Ladybug, Cleffa, Sudowoodo, Hoppip, Yamna, Pineco, Delibird, Skarmory, Houndour, Fanfi, Miltank, Larvitar, and Lugia. So I'm already set on what I want to actually get anyways. So
I do feel like Silver definitely has the better spawn pool. I will say they did put a little bit of both and a little bit of good choices in both though.
Yeah.
Wobbuffet and Skarmory across the different ones definitely stand out to me as a PvPer because you want extra large candy for both. That's true. Am disappointed I'm not going to be getting the Skarmories.
Yeah, no, for me it's like Give me the Skarmories. Give me all the Skarmories. I need like enough for 2 extra large candy. Anyway.
Million extra large.
Delibird would be nice. I still don't think I have a shiny Delibird. Miltank already had one, and Larvitar being able to get extra large candy for Larvitar is like a top tier for me anyways. Even getting extra shinies will be nice. But either how. Lugia and Ho-Ho, I still like Lugia a lot better anyway, so I think my choice is clear. Silver version will be for me no matter what. So, first ever
50th.
Right. First ever Pokemon Go Tour in-person event experience. So, as the Johto journey winds down, trainers in a few selected cities will be able to continue celebrating with a special Step Back into Kanto event on Sunday, February 27, 2022. This optional event experience is completely separate from the main Tour Go Tour Johto event. Wow. You can choose to participate in both the global and in-person one, or just one of them. The choice is yours. Remember, the adventures of Go Tour can only be experienced on February 26th anyway. So the event will basically be on Saturday, February 26th anyway. So from 9 to 9, 12-hour event. Go ham. Do as much as you can for that day, no matter what. If you get the ticket, even better, But on Sunday, just like they're mentioning here, that's something that if you have the chance, depending on the city that they go to, or the few selected cities that they go to, they'll be able to change it up and do something extra for the experience of the player anyway. So I'm excited because last year was amazingly good. I played through the entire event that time and I was dead tired the next day anyways. Chris?
It was Pokemon Go Fest 2.0.
It's basically like a pre-Go Fest for us. It's just releasing all the shinies that we previously couldn't get. Of course, where was it? Corsola? Is Corsola around in the spoon for getting extra shiny or more shiny available, I guess, for us?
I didn't see it in there, but I mean, like, either way, we're gonna be getting it afterwards.
So they don't mention a lot when it comes to the regional Pokemon. So do remember that last year the regional Pokemon were in raids only.
It's probably gonna be like that.
We only
7 kilometers in that.
We only technically have 2 regional Pokemon aside from the legendary dogs and the legendary birds. I'm sorry, the legendary dogs and the 2 birds, Lugia and Ho-Ho. So it makes sense to put it in raids unless they're looking to put a shiny Pokemon just like Snorlax, which was a very big thing back then. I wouldn't be able to think what Pokemon they can actually add in raids that are similar to Snorlax for a shiny release anyways. So
maybe Umbreon and Espeon, since I know those got their shiny release.
Yeah, but last
Not
time
too
they
long
did
ago.
Snorlax with this shiny release for the first time then, so I don't know. I don't know what kind of tanky Pokemon can take that spot from the Snorlax. Maybe like a Tyranitar shiny, but at that point we'll definitely have Mega anyway, so... Yeah, I don't know. We'll see when it comes. Again, we still have quite a bit of time, but they are giving us almost 2 months in advance of notice here. Maybe more than 2 months at this point. So plan accordingly. Start getting your days off from work. Don't even think about it. Just make sure if you can play the event, play the event. It's hands down probably one of the best ones we had in a long time anyway. So, all right, that is all the news that we have on that Go Tour event, but we are not done because we still got more news to cover. One of the things that actually happened during this week is the Power Up Pokestops, which is the new feature that Niantic is giving out for anybody who likes AR experiences, of course. Now, this was a test that they did mention to do in the last few months. They were testing out new features. People in New Zealand and Australia were testing it out, giving their thoughts. We gave our thoughts when it came down to it, when people were talking about it and things like that. So it's finally out. I do see a little bit of a difference from the last time. I haven't really gone too much into the details of it. Just know that this is how it works. So you have 3 levels of scans. The very first one will be 5 scans. for level 1, and it will give you some type of like extra item reward, I guess. A level 2 scan will require 10 extra scans, so on top of the 5 you need 10 more. And then for level 3 you need, on top of the 15 you already did, another 25. So it's a little bit better for the reason that when they were testing it out, I think they said that they needed to do 5 scans, and then you need to do another 15 scans there, and then another like 30 scans in that one. So they definitely heard the community and worked on it. All you have to do definitely is tap on the stop that is able to power up, and then do the scanning AR feature, of course. I don't know how I had done it yet. Actually today specifically, I seen power up Pokestops. There is a little glitch on one of the rewards on level 3, which is supposed to technically attract more Pokemons to the area of that stop or gym. This also counts for gyms, where these Pokemons just completely disappear out of the map, at least around the affected area. So they took that away. Niantic is aware of the issue, and they're working on fixing it. So interesting enough, of course, the rewards are, for Pokestops is more items, more spawns, and then for gyms, if you level up pretty quickly, you do get extra Premier Balls when you do raids in that specific location. So I don't know. I still feel like it's not enough when it comes down to it. So how about you?
It does seem like a lot of work. I will say, at least on here, it doesn't mention it like going away. And that's the thing that really turns me off from it is, don't they require you to like keep doing it? Like to keep it upgraded, or am I crazy?
As far as I know,
At least I thought we remembered saying that the first time we talked about it.
So the first time we talked about it, I think we also talked about the timing of how long each one lasts. I don't have the full details of when it does. I think they did mention what they were going to do.
They might have just happened to leave that out, but I don't know.
Well, the blog post only tells us about it, but let me go ahead and go to Pokeminers because they do note most of the details of the Pokestops power-ups here. So if you give me 2 seconds, I will be able to let you know what exactly it means. So I don't know, not enough information right now. So too bad, so sad. Anyways, yeah. So the how long it lasts, it depends on which level they have. I think it's like 12 hours for the first scan, an extra 48 hours for the second one, or something else, or an extra 2 days for the third one, something like that. But I can't be for sure how that works until we get a little more information. We can definitely talk about it later on next time once we hear more about it. They look pretty cool. It just doesn't seem enough, All right.
I think it's a good idea, but yeah, it's not something I'm excited about.
Yeah, nothing to post about it. Speaking of post, we do have a brand new feature being introduced.
Oh my gosh.
And this is called the postcard book. So now you'll be able to save your postcards to the postcard book. Anything that you get through gifts, any postcards you get through them, you are able to save them. At least the images of it, of where that Pokestop truly came from. A lot of people are actually excited about this. So it too does include it. But if you really want to show how your community is and how weird some of us can be,
I'm gonna save all the meme locations.
Yeah, definitely. I just never really have taken care of how gifts are, because all I do is just do a quick tap and I don't even care where it comes from. I just literally do that anyways. But it seems like a cool feature. You'll be able to pin the postcards to your book and this and that when it comes down to it. I really want to get into it and how it works. They do have a full detail of how it works in the blog post. I'm not going to go over it unless you really are interested in it, guys. And then we'll see how it works. Now, this feature will go live during the Pokemon Go holiday event, which is actually a more interesting event, and Chris and I are going to talk about right now anyways. So do let us know if you want to send us some cool postcards, and just let us know if we have anything there. So Chris, holiday...
Send me all the funny ones, please.
Yeah. Holiday event. Here we go. What do we got?
All right. Pokemon Go Holiday 2021. Oh my gosh, this picture is scary. But we got Bergmite coming to Pokemon Go. You guys have seen it in the loading screen. And we also got new costumes that are terrifying, and avatar items, and more. Get excited.
So, a brand new Pokemon debut and new custom Pokemons and avatar items. Great. Here we go. So, the holidays event returns for 2021. The festivities are here, and it's time to look for Pokemon's Bergmite's Pokemon Go debuts exclusively into the game. So, when is this happening? Well, it's happening pretty soon. So from Thursday, December 16 at 10 a.m. local time to Friday, December 31st at 8 p.m. local time. So this lasts the entire end of the month. Available during the entire event unless otherwise stated. Well, actually, they did post that there. That's kind of crazy. The season of heritage continues. Of course, we will have more research to talk about and more things to follow. New game features launching, which we did talk about the postcard book anyways. So, yeah. The Holiday Cup. Chris is very happy about that. That we talked about the Season 10 Go Battle League. Event bonuses. We can open up to 45 gifts per day and hold up to 40 gifts in your item bag. Ooh.
I'm like Santa now.
I know, right? Tingo Rocket Grunts will have more water and ice type Pokemon. Just give me a Hondo Snow Vent. Yeah, I think so, right?
That one would be good.
Yeah.
Hondo Swampert for me, boy.
True. And we'll get a Mega Abomasnow CP boost when you Mega Evolve it. So, everybody's favorite custom Pokemons. The face bump here for Chris. Anyways, you'll be able to...
As much as I love him.
You'll be able to encounter Pikachu wearing his holiday hat. So the very first Pikachu we had before is finally back once again. Delibird, or at least Holiday Delibird with a little bow tie. Holiday Standler, which a lot of people are looking for it anyways. Holiday Seal with a little nice scarf and shiny availability. Holiday Cupchew, once again, back again. And then last but not least, everybody's favorite, Holiday Glaceon with a shiny availability. If you're lucky, every single one of them can be shiny.
Dude, it's gorgeous. But yeah, they accidentally left Stantler in Ness, and we had it as a local. Yeah, I remember grinding that thing out. I tried to get all 8 shinies. Oh
god, you were having like the red nosed deer kind of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna be Santa with my 8 deer, man.
You needed to have 8. Do you even get one?
I think I got like 6. Yeah, I got a bunch of them, man.
Oh man, dude.
They definitely had higher rates. They definitely did.
Higher rates? I didn't get any. I barely didn't have one. I don't even have a shiny Standard.
It's all good. It's all good. You'll get one this year.
Yeah, I know. Right?
But yeah, definitely good shinies. I'm super excited.
I don't even have one in my inventory, so like, it's like.
Whoa! Show them this next picture when you get to it. What the heck?
I am actually. So, new avatar items and sticker and bundles will of course have some festivity wearable stuff. The festive hat, the festive jacket, and the festive shorts. With this cool, interesting picture of us looking like a tree. Hello?
I hate... I don't know how I feel about these pictures. I think I hate them, but I don't know.
Oh, God. They also mention how the boxes are going to be for this. So the special box, the 480 coin one, will have 50 Pokeballs, 2 Premier Battle Passes, 2 Super Incubators, and 3 Star Pieces. Ultra Box will have the 25 Ultra Balls, 18 Raid Passes, 5 Super Incubators, and 5 Incest. And then Adventure Box will have 18 Super Incubators, 2 two regular incubators, 2 incense, and 4 star pieces. Actually, I'm liking that adventure box a lot more this year.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna save my coins and not get anything. I've been kind of like on the free grind for a couple of days now. So once that comes out, I'm probably gonna go a little bit hammer on the 2Ks that I have left here. Excuse me, 1 second. Okay, thank you for the sneeze, even though it wasn't happening. All right, so holiday part 1 from Thursday, December 16th to Thursday, December 23rd. The available Pokemons will be incarnable in the wild. And this will be, of course, the Pikachu, the Swinub, the Standler, the Delibird, the Snowbird, Spheal, Snowburn, Vanillite, and Cupchew. Literally only 2 of them. Actually, no, only 1 of them cannot not be shiny, so that's pretty cool. Which is the Vanillite.
The ice cream cone.
Yeah. If you're lucky, you might encounter the following: Cryogonal and Alolan Sandrew. Chris with the extra large candy grind.
Dude, it's such good typing.
I know.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
The following ones will be appearing in raids for part 1. We have Pikachu with a hat, of course, Alolan Sandrew, Swinub, Holiday Seal, and Holiday Cupchew. I'm definitely not doing any of those because everything can be encountered in the wild. 3-star raids. 3-star raids, we have Cloyster, Holiday Standler, Delibird, and Holiday Galatian. That's probably the only one I'm going to be doing, actually.
Yeah, Glaceon's the coolest one for sure.
Especially now that you can actually get
Unintended.
that. Yeah, I know, right? Kyurem will be 5-star raids, and Mega Steelix will be back or still here until then. So, we also have our field research encounters. We will have Alolan Vulpix, Pikachu, Swinub, Standler, Seal, and Cupchew. And if you're lucky, you might encounter Cryogonal research, which for some reason Cryogonal is not shiny yet. Yeah. If it's an easy Standler research and maybe Seal, I can go for it. But if not, I may not do as many as I wanted to, depending on the research.
Interesting.
They keep talking, of course, keep talking about Community Day, which, guys, I already talked about it. Why do you go put it in 3 different blog posts?
Just a reminder, December 18th and December 19th.
Oh, Jesus.
Be ready.
Well, thank you, Chris, for the extra reminder.
Extra. Read all about it.
I know. Then we go into part 2 of the holidays. And this one will be from Thursday the 23rd to this Friday, December 31st. The new Pokemon Birdmine and its evolution Avalon. Avalon, right?
Close, Avalon. I still take whatever you say.
Avalon will be coming up into Pokemon Go for the very first time. A guess from your first Pokestop each spin. During part 2 of the event, you'll get an egg incubator for spinning your first Pokestop each day. So that means it gave us a little more extra for us. Thank you so much. Which is a feature that happened in the last few Christmases anyway, so I'm happy about it. More event time research. 2-time research lines focus on friendship and catching Pokemon will be available during part 2 of the event. Complete them for fun surprises and rewards. Each of these research lines will lead an encounter with the notorious Galarian Mr. Mime.
Dude, I never paid for that event before. I'm super pumped to finally get it.
This is the first time in a long time that anybody can get it without actually having to pay a ridiculous amount of money for it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't ridiculous, but it still, it was, I mean, the money situation, it was ridiculous. It was, I don't understand why it had to be that way. Anyhow, before we actually get into controversies again, because we still have to talk about that, the Winter Wonderland mini event will be happening during this time. So the mini event will take place from Saturday, December 25th to Sunday, December 26th at 8 p.m. local time. Available during the events will be stated here. Winter Wonderlight bonuses. You'll be able to trade with trainers up to 40 kilometers away. Woohoo!
Okay.
Save your trays, guys.
Yeah, I'll train you, boy.
I know, right? Field research encounters. All of the field research encounters will be available for Holiday Deliver. Get your Shandos. Collection challenge. So we'll have the time available to collect all of these Pokemons. Swine Up, Snorunt, Seal. It does not have to be custom. Snowbird, Vanillite, and Cupchew. It does not have to be custom. You'll be able to encounter a third Galarian Mr. Mime during this event. What the heck? They're just handing out Mr. Mime, Galarian Mr. Mime at this point. But anyway.
You get a mine.
You get a mine. Anyhow. The wall encounters will be Pikachu, Swinebird, Holibird, Delibird. I think I already talked about all this anyways. If you're lucky, you might encounter Burmites. So, good luck with that. Cupchew will appear in the Spotlight Hour. Oh, here, there is actually a little note here. Cupchew appearing in the wild during the Spotlight Hour will be the custom one. Alright, I'm starting to hate that one now.
Maybe crazy. I think Swinub and Bergmite were the only new ones. I don't know. And Snorunt, actually. Yeah, never mind.
Well, Alolan Vulpix appear more likely during that mini event, so interesting to say.
True.
Raids, we have almost the same lineup, except the Galarian Darumaka will be in 1-star raids, and it can be shiny.
Dude. Yeah, that's a 1-star raid.
That is a 1-star raid only at this point. 3 stars will be Lapras, Delibird, Standard, and Glacian, just like we mentioned, Kyurem, and Mega Ababasnow. So, send me all the Galarian Darumakas because that is a shiny that I want so badly now.
Obamna.
What? Anyhow, in this part of the event, though, we will encounter Pokemons in 7KX, and this one will be Swinub, Cupchew, Smooshum, Galarian Darumaka, Burmite, and Cranioggle. 4 out of the 6 mentioned here from the second NK pool will be shiny available, including that Galarian Darumaka. So, oh lordy. And also, all of them are in the same tier, so basically you'll be able to...
Yeah, they put them all as the 1 egg, but I don't think they could all have the same rarity. I don't know.
It's kind of like being like that, but it's, depending on how many you hatch, it depends on which one you see anyways. Field research task, of course, most of them will be in almost all the event exclusive Pokemons from the holiday event, plus sign up at Lone Sandrew, and if you're lucky, you can encounter field research breakthrough or field researches for Galarian Darumaka. So, holy moly, the amount of news and the amount of things that we have talked about so far. This event being a super hype one, since we have a lot to talk about that. Chris, what do you think so far?
Dude, it just kept getting more exciting and more exciting. Like a snowball going down a mountain, becoming a giant ball of shinies. I'm very excited.
Right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just, holiday event has always been probably the second most requested one out of the Halloween, aside from the Halloween event. But this one is just showing its roots. It's just having a lot to go through. Most of the shinies...
It's having a lot of fun.
Right. Most of the shinies are actually pretty cool. Snubber being available, giving us the chance for more extra large candies. Cupchew even having his shiny available, but with his custom, is still pretty cool. The release of Seal, seeing both Ledibur and Standler in the wild, and then of course the Galarian Darumaka and more. It's just amazing how much more lit it's going to continue on for that. We'll see how it goes again. Niantic is still taking 3,000 step backs anyways, but we'll see how one goes. But yeah, I'm excited. Chris, are you excited? Starting this Thursday, so we're gonna go ham.
It's looking like a 10.
Oh yeah,
it's looking like a 10.
It's looking like a 10. We'll see how it goes when we actually read this though. All right, before we finish up here, because we've been talking for over an hour and that's crazy enough as it is. Now let's recap. Let's talk about what we actually got. I wanted to save this until the end because again, we had so much to talk about. So, Chris, what did you get this last 2 weeks that we were out?
Well. I think when I went on vacation, we went like a whole day without me getting a shiny. I was like, man, I really want to get a shiny on this trip. And I got a shiny Sunkern at the Hoover Dam. So I was pretty excited about that. We made it to Vegas. and I got a shiny Voltorb, which I was very excited about.
Nice.
And this one caught me completely off guard. I saw a I got a shiny Venusaur in the wild.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? That was easily one of the most hype moments for me. And then during the incense event, not on an incense, mind you, just a wild spawn, I was able to get a shiny Rhyhorn.
Ooh.
Which was pretty interesting. I mean, he had a calm day, but shiny's a shiny. And
Well,
then right when we were getting ready for this podcast, got a shiny Turtwig.
Hey. That's pretty cool. I guess because you were in the mountains, you were seeing more of that type of spawn during that while. So Rhyhorn was interesting to see because I didn't see any during the event time, aside from the the research. But
Yeah, there's a lot of like rock and ground Pokemon spawning, so I almost thought it was a part of the event.
Right. Any hundos?
No, never. Never hundos. Only 98.
All right.
But yeah, I don't even think I got a 98.
All right, so I'll go over the shinies that I got. I definitely been grinding out the Sekron raids, and it took me a while to get my first one. But I finally got my first shiny Sekrom. Congratulations! We also got 4 more after that. One of the notorious being a shiny 98 Sekrom with a 15, 14, 15 attack, 15 IV. So I'm like, yes. It could have been the Shando, but of course, Niantic doesn't really give me Shandos unless I pay for it. But I've been grinding out the Sekrom, so I do have enough for extra large candy Sekrom if I wanted to power one up. I am looking for the Hando, so I'll see what I can do in the next few days. During the event, during the Swineup event, I did get my very first shiny Heracross. Whew, that was a beautiful one to get, and I was so happy to finally be done with grinding out that shiny. I do have a Hondo ready for extra large candy. I'm just trying to wait for a little bit of more Stardust before I power it up. Second was usually the only one that I've been getting. The other time that I was on live stream with you, a couple of days ago, I did get my very first shiny Darumaka, which I'm happy about. I still need the Hondo, but beggars can't be choosers in that regard. I finally got, before the actual Sekrom appeared, because I was doing at least 50 Sekrons before I got the very first shiny, I did get 2 shiny restaurants both of them from Raid Hour, actually. One of them from the first Raid Hour and the second one from the second Raid Hour, so I'm actually happy about that. I also got a shiny Seal just randomly right after work for some reason. Chris is jealous. I did get a shiny Sneasel from the event this past few days. Of course, when I click them and I get shinies, I don't know how. And I go plus a shiny Trapinch from the last few days too. So pretty good haul for 2 weeks. Not bad. I mean, I wish I actually had more wild spawns on the shinies, but I got Trade Bait now, so a lot of people are looking for good Sekroms anyways. I'm looking
yeah, especially for PvP.
Yeah, definitely. So, do mind all those wasted rates anyways. For Hondos, actually, let's go ahead and over to the Hondo side. So, we know about our community today, we know about Pharaoh, we know about Mudkip. I think I talked about the Swablu. So, the only Hondo that I got in the last 2 weeks, surprisingly, was a Hondo Seal. That is now a duo. Little tiny guy. Funny enough, that's actually a Hondo I got today after grinding out the event. And then coming home, making dinner, clicking on this little thing, catching it, and being a Hondo.
Dude, they just walk right up to you.
It's just like a Hondo right here and there in my house. I was like, what? Like, I literally caught it and I was like, let me check the IBs. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, roommate, you got a Hondo to catch. Oh god, that was hilarious. But yeah, so I'll work on the extra large candy eventually. It's not my priority, but it is an interesting one if you actually power up all the way to the Ultra League level. Plus,
yeah, I do think it has some play at least.
Yeah, I've been catching a lot of dinos, Dratinis, Dragons whenever I get invited to, or whenever I can go and do them. So interesting enough, that's my haul for this last 2 weeks. I thought it was a little bit better, but it is what it is.
It's good.
So I wanted to
Why
rate
is that from?
each one of the events we had so far, but I think at this point there's not really worth even talking about them anymore since they already came and went. I want to say maybe Instant Stage was somewhat okay. It wasn't too bad, but at the same time, it wasn't like the main thing. Dragon's Parallel event, it was actually pretty good. And then, we'll have the holiday event coming up, and we'll talk about that one, Chris. Do you want to say anything else about the events, or do you want to just continue on?
Yeah, I probably won't put any numbers on it, but I will say I do think they've done a good job about keeping us with stuff to do. The only thing I don't like, and I think a lot of people can agree with it, is the spotlight hours in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
I wasn't a big fan of that, but it did give you something to do.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
if you're stuck at work, you'll be crying, just like any event.
Like you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so it is what it is. Now let's talk about real quick about some controversy that's been happening in the community for sure. So there's two things that we have mentioned. Actually, one thing we have mentioned already, and that was the way that they released that Pokemon's name into the wild.
Yeah, Dragonagon
into the wild, and how they gated it through raids and research doing raids. So community wasn't happy, of course, but it is what it is. Nobody really fully complained, but it understood because we kind of already know what Niantic is working for, or how they work with us. But there is one controversy that has happened, and actually I think I can still show it. So if you go into the actual shop right now, you actually see a lure module box that contains four of the modules, or four of the lure modules, being, of course, the Rainy, the Magnetic Moisture, and Glacial Lure. As you can see at the front of my screen right now, and anybody listening, it is 500 Pokecoins for me to purchase. Now, why have I not purchased something like this? See that. Right, and Chris, you can show yours, right? Sorry, can you put that again?
Yeah, I tried to, but I'll tell you, holding it up to, it says 550.
550.
So mine is already 50 more than yours.
Correct. So when this came out, and when so the very first day that it came out, people were like, something's going on, but then they took it away. Now they put it back in the shop, and this whole controversy is happening now. It's not just us, but it's everybody out there. So the boxes are not just being shared as the amount that we mentioned. It's being actually put out for more. So we've seen as high as 700 coins to purchase it. We've seen as low as 350 to purchase it, or even 250 to purchase it. So everybody has had a different type of coin count when it comes to the lure module box. Niantic was quiet for a couple of days after the release of it, and the community was actually asking so many things. Actually, there was one that a lot of people pointed it out on Twitter, and it showed that somebody actually asking, what is going on? What is this thing? Why is this completely different in my two different accounts? And then Niantic's response, of course, as automatic as it was, it said that this was a new feature that they're actually trying to test out. Please read the article for more information, blah, 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 blah. So again, the community was not happy that, as far as we know, nothing was really being done about the response of the community. However, though, in the last few days, there has been reports with other sources of content creators out there. The Purified podcast, the Laura podcast, Go Stadium, and even the other content creators on YouTube have actually stated that Niantic is testing out a brand new, well, not a brand new feature, but a way to show the capacity of how many people actually buy the box when they see it and things like that. They did mention that they did not want to share the context of this test to the players because they did not want to be biased when it came down to actually choosing who was going to actually buy the box anyways. And lo and behold, this community was still not happy with the response. So, this again showing Niantic's way of trying to be transparent, but not enough. And this invisible test that they were trying to do to us, it's not the transparency that we asked for, and it's not something that they promised us to actually get at this point. Now, I'm not that hurt because I knew something was going on the moment I saw the box, and I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. But then when I started seeing more and more on Twitter, I was like, okay, now I'm really not going to buy it because it's not worth it. Plus, most of the modulars are what, 100 coins each one of them during its regular running without the box, I guess, or 200. I can't remember.
I want to say they're like 200 each. I may be wrong.
Right, because they're
I
special,
wouldn't be
right?
surprised if it was 100 each.
Yeah. So if we count the 4 modules, if it's 4 of them, it's 200, 400, 600, 800 in total. The highest it went to was 700, but the lowest it went to was close to 250, I believe. So why do it like this instead of telling us that they want us there? Chris, any thoughts?
Just the fact that, you know, we can talk to friends and they're getting it for cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
That just it just seems weird.
It feels.
And
It
the
doesn't
fact
feel
that
right.
they're calling it a feature. Yeah. Like like what's the feature? Figuring out how much money you can get from everyone.
I think it was more like a test in the end of the day, and that's what everybody was
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I think they failed the test, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, no, it wasn't how it's supposed to be, anyways. So it was a lot of controversy when it comes down to it, and a lot of people talked about it. A lot of people are still talking about it, so it's going to be a lot when it comes down to it at the end of the day. So let me look through what they told us here just to make sure I can remember what they say. Okay, yes, yeah. So Niantic update. So it says has shared some feedback with us regarding the lure module box pricing. They inform us that it was a test to improve the gameplay experience for the average player, in this case around pricing and item bundles. Niantic opted not to tell the player base know about the test ahead of time as it may affect the results. They acknowledge how accept the community is, and the current feedback is being seriously considered in how they work to improve the transparency and communication. So I don't know how to go about it. At the end of the day, I felt like this was kind of like a shot in the dark and a shot in the gut for a lot of the players, because if they would not have gotten to Twitter or any social media in that matter, or even YouTube or anything when it came down to it, I don't think that anybody would actually know that the prices is different. Like, there's a lot of people who play the game, and if it wasn't because they have friends around it, they wouldn't have known about this. And that's kind of like, you're just taking the money away from us and just testing it out the way that you wanted to. That's not right, Niantic. I just don't feel that was right when it came down to it at the end of the day. So I feel like they do need to be a little bit better when it comes to this kind of thing, especially around money. That is 100% not right, no matter how much you look at it.
It was very strange of that. Like it's so out there, you know. Like I can't really understand the reasoning for it too much.
Right. So, and even somebody in our chat says that our box is 350. So, again, not enough transparency in this. It's really bad when it came to that type of money sorting test at the end of the day. So I hope Niantic will learn from this, and hopefully they don't do something like this ever again. But it's Niantic. Unfortunately, they have done so much this last few years. So
yeah, I mean, mistakes will happen, but yeah, it definitely. I definitely was surprised by it.
Yeah, definitely. So that being said, of course, we didn't want to end the podcast in that note, but we do have probably just a few more things to talk about. And that is our PvP section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris. So real quick, I do want to mention also that Go Battle League, it's broken beyond belief right now. A lot of people are complaining, especially some of the content creators out there. There's a lot of glitches and stuff happening to the game that doesn't let you like do an extra large move or whatever. And people are just not happy. They're not enjoying Go Battle League. Niantic, fix your game. Chris, any thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm not surprised. People always say there's, stuff happening in Go Battle League. But, I'm always excited to play. There's a few changes I do like. I mean, there has been that update um, to the PvP, like, I forget what it's called, where it refreshes, like, constantly. Like, it kills your battery. But there is a new setting for it to make it run a little bit smoother.
Oh, it is? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know that it's at least for Apple. I thought you already posted about it, but I may be
You
wrong.
mean the advanced settings, the high end rate?
Yeah, it's supposed to help PvP too.
I haven't really tried
But
it on PvP.
it just
anyways.
kills your battery though.
Well, yeah, it does really, but I don't think I actually. I mean, I'll give it a try when it comes down to it. I don't know if it's. I don't know if that was the reason why the GBL is actually having a little bit of problems in that regard, but I don't know. I'll see the comparison if I ever do some battles in between. So, with that being said, any updates on your factions? Factions.
So I may or may not have taken a little nappy nap when I was supposed to be putting in my team. And wouldn't you know it, I didn't wake up in time. The good news is the elite TMs that we were fighting, yeah, they were pretty elite. So yeah, I think they were the top ranked people in the I forget what you call it.
In the standings?
In like the league, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it was like in the little area that we were battling, because there's a whole bunch of different leagues.
in the standings of the whole thing, they're the best
exactly
ones right now.
Exactly. Like we were like 0-4 or something, and they're like, put them against the top. And we're like, excuse me. So we were kind of mad, but
good luck with that one.
And then after that, team captain sees me not putting my team, and he's like, "Oh, son of a bitch!" But
oh god,
I was so mad at myself. But yeah, what ended up happening is the other team, they're doing very well. We're 3-17. They played exponentially well from what I was hearing from my teammates. They were calling the baits, making sure they had to switch like constantly, pretty much. So not super mad with the outcome, except for me being sleepy.
Right.
But yeah, we still got one more week to show a good face,
and then you take
so
a break.
Hopefully we do it. Yeah, I don't know how long it is till the next season. I think our group is trying to get into like normal Sylph tournaments too, so we may do that.
Okay, cool. All right, this was a long podcast, and I expect it to be this long because there was a lot to talk about. But I want to say, anything else, Chris?
No, I think that's everything I want to say.
Wonderful. So, that being said, thank you so much for everybody for listening. Everybody who's stuck around here on the live feed of our podcast feeds and everything. Make sure you check us out in any of the podcast services, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Download it anytime. If you can leave a review, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it as always. We do have our own social media. Myself at Pure Let It Go. That's what I post anything, if I ever post anything. Chris at PKMN, Trigger Please. We also have our correspondence Twitch channels. Myself, of course, here, where we're streaming the podcast, and then Chris at his Chris at his Twitch channel. And you can always check us out at the Purified Podcast at gmail.com. Or, Purified Podcast at gmail.com for emails, guys. Just email me. And then the Purified Podcast at.com for the Professor Network if you ever want to check us out there too. So, that being said, I am tired as heck. I have talked enough for one day. Hopefully we got news for next week, but we'll see how that one will go. Chris, how about you take us away for the night?
All right. Hope you guys were looking forward to seeing us, after a little break, little vacation. And yeah, we're going to be back next week. Looks like we got a lot to look forward to for the rest of December, so I'm very excited. Definitely get your fill of Pokemon. Get your shinies, get your hundos, get your extra large candy, and get your friendships out there. Enjoy the world. Be safe. See you next week, guys. Peace out.
Keep purifying them. We'll see you guys next time.